I printed this dragon on the new Ender 3 S1 by Creality. This 3D printer is the latest update of the already famous Ender 3 Pro series, and today we're gonna unbox it and put it together to see how well it does compared to the original Ender 3. On the box we will find a little bit of filament for your first test print and a bag of hardware that we will check out later. The first thing that pops out is the dual gear direct drive extruder, which is very light compared to other models, supposedly giving users less vibration and jerky movements. With this extruder you can print a wide range of filaments including PLA, ABAs, PG, TPU and more. Then we have the spool holder bracket integrated with the filament runout sensor, power cable and the spool holder. Then we have some brackets and the LCD screen holder. Hidden in this upper level of the packaging we have the 4.3-inch LCD screen, which is a pretty nice addition to the Ender 3. Unfortunately it doesn't have a touchscreen display, but it is really easy to operate and it does look really nice. On the next layer we have the main components of the printer, a pre-assembled XZ axis which already is prepared to just install the main extruder. At this point we observe that the printer is equipped with dual Z-axis motors. And finally we have the pre-assembled bed inside of the box, very well packaged and protected. Here you see all the components that come in the box, all the hardware and parts that are required to put together the printer. The Ender 3 S1 has a USB-C interface connector as well as an SD card reader. Finally, the assembly is pretty simple. Just attach the main frame to the body using 4 bolts, install the screen bracket and connect the LCD screen, and just put it in place. Put the spool holder in place and connect the filament runout sensor. Attach the extruder assembly to the mounting back panel with 4 M3x6 hexagon socket head cap screws and connect the ribbon cable. To complete the setup, we just have to attach all the relevant wires and ensure the voltage level is set correctly based on your local voltage. Here in Europe it has to be set up at 230 volts. Of course, you can't forget to connect both of the Z-axis stepper motors. On the back of the printer we have the connector for the second Z-stepper motor as well as the filament detector. In this area we also have an expansion interface where we will be able to connect a laser module or other expansion modules from Creality. The spring steel sheet is a pretty cool addition to this printer. All the required tools to set up your machine are included, as well as a 0.4mm needle to unclog your nozzle, because of course it will happen. You will also receive one of these cutting pliers, which are included in pretty much every printer, an extra nozzle, and a limit switch for the Z-axis, which we won't really use because the machine is equipped with ABL, or automatic bed leveling. Finally, we have a USB SD card reader and an SD card. It is pretty cool that you can throw pretty much everything inside the built-in drawer. And now that we're ready, we can see that the Ender 3 S1 looks really similar to the Creality CR10 Smart. But of course the Ender 3 build size is 220 by 220 by 270 mm. From the back, the CR10 Smart and the Ender 3 S1 are really similar because of the Z-axis dual motor, which are connected with a belt in both cases, so they are always synchronized. The built-in drawer and SD card reader is similar in both printers. The CR Touch automatic bed leveling is one of the main features of the Ender 3 S1 and one of my favorites. It has a 16-point measuring system that makes leveling a lot easier and precise. The operation is really simple and I haven't had any issue at all. All you have to do is follow the instructions on the screen and you are ready to print. Basically, the Ender 3 S1 is a highly upgraded Ender 3, starting with the dual gear direct drive extruder and the dual C lead screws and timing belt, all together with the ABL CR Touch. Loading filament is also easier than with the Bowden tube. The 32-bit silent mainboard is so quiet that you can barely hear the printer when it's working. Even my camera autofocus is louder than the printer. I chose this print in place model by JBB Creative as my first print to see how well tolerances work. And to my surprise, all the gears were working perfectly without any modification right out of the bed. I was also pleasantly surprised by the fact that this model was printed with a rainbow filament that I thought was stringy. But on the Ender 3 S1, I really saw a decrease on the strings on this model, which is pretty cool. Let me know in the comments if you have any thoughts about this printer. Thanks a lot for watching. Love you, bye.